students, welcome back to Trendy Achievers channel. So in a previous class we discussed about structure of myofibril and sarcomere. In this video let's discuss about contractile proteins. So this is very important short answer for second year zoology for IPE. Okay, so let's see contractile proteins. In a muscle fiber we observed that light and dark bands or thick and thin filaments we can observe. So that thick and thin filaments, how do they form? Let us see today the contractile proteins like actin and myosin, how do they construct, how do they form dark and light bands in the muscle fiber. Okay students, so don't forget to click bell icon and don't forget to share, like and subscribe to your friends. Okay. Let us enter into the concept that contractile proteins are of two types. They are thick and thin filaments like actin, that is thin, thick, that is myosin. Actin and myosin filaments, they arrange like a alternative bands in the striated muscles. So if we go ahead with the actin or thin filaments, it is a actin filament. So that actin filament consists of two F. F indicates filamentous. So there's now a red colored one indicating students. So these red colored structures are called as F actin. So these two F actin molecules. So F indicates filamentous. They wrap around. So they turn around one over the other. These two actin molecules forms or constitutes actin filament. So this F actin also formed with the many monomeric G, that means globular proteins. So now very simple students. So actin, it is a thin filament. Actin filament shows constitutes with a F filamentous actin molecules. Two, they forms actin filament. So along with the actin there are two other important proteins called troponin and tropomyosin. So this tropomyosin that connects to the F actin along the length of actin filament. So that attaches to the F actin molecule. Then what about the troponin? Troponin is also other protein that constitutes three polypeptides. They are TNT. This TNT attaches to the tropomyosin. Okay, this is attached to the tropomyosin. The next TNI. This inhibits the myosin filament that attaches to the actin. Then TNC. So it attaches to the calcium ions. So these play very vital role in the muscle contraction and relaxation. So next is it is about the actin filament. Next is the thick filament, that is myosin. So this thick filament or myosin, it is the motor protein. It is called as motor protein because it converts chemical energy ATP into mechanical energy. So to get energy, to contraction, it get energy from ATP. So that it is called as a motor protein. So it constitutes two polypeptide chains. So these two polypeptide chains constitutes the myosin filament. So here many monomeric meromyosin constitutes one thick filament. So in one thick filament, if we observe, many monomeric meromyosin proteins forms one thick filament. In a meromyosin structure, if we observe, it constitutes two parts, like one is the head and other one is the tail. Very simple students, in the myosin or thick filament, ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి మనకి, దీన్ని ఏమంటాము, మోటార్ ప్రోటీన్. దీంట్లో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి, టూ పాలీపెప్టైడ్ చైన్స్. సో వన్ థిక్ ఫిలమెంట్ లో మనకి ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి, నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ మోనోమెరిక్ మెరోమయోసిన్స్ ఉంటాయి. అవన్నీ కలిసి ఒక థిక్ ఫిలమెంట్, దట్ ఈస్ మయోసిన్ ని ఫామ్ చేస్తాయి. దాని స్ట్రక్చర్ కనుక మనం చూసినట్టయితే ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి? 2 components, like one is the head and other one is the tail. So head consists of 2 binding sites. One is for actin binding site and other one is the ATP binding site. So next, tail. So this heavy meromyosin and light meromyosin. So finally this is the structure of meromyosin. Many meromyosins constitutes to form one thick filament. So one thick filament, they present in the skeletal muscle, thick and thin bands. So this is the actin or a thin band. So this is the thick or myosin protein. Okay students, this is the detailed structure about the contractile proteins. These three helps us, like what are the three? Myofibril, sarcomere and contractile proteins helps us to learn the contraction of muscle fiber.